Alright, how's it going, YouTube? So I'm gonna bring y'all a video about the torque limiter. This is my boy Josh car. I set it up on here for him as well, and I'll show you how to set it up on a remote. So let's go ahead and get it set up, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so unfortunately I don't think Josh will be using a torque limiter, but we will see. The car is still, I already tested. If you go back in a couple videos back, you'll see the same car. And I'm testing it with the torque limiter from the remote. So I'm going to explain how everything is done. First, you'll need to take off your pinion. You got to take off your pinion to start it. So right off the rip, take off your pinion, and then we'll go to the computer. All right, YouTube, we at the computer. So let's go ahead and show you what's going on here. So let's go to power. You want to go over here to power. That'll bring you to these settings right here. So what you want to do is click perform motor test. As soon as you plug in your ESC and everything comes up, just click power, go to perform motor test. I'm going to click it. See, motor test will start on next run. Alright, normally a thing would pop up and explain to you how it works, but since I've done it already, it's not going to do it again for me. So what I do now is I would go to update. You have to update that setting you want now into the ESC. So now we're going to start it. Press OK. And now, give me 1 second. Let me get everything set up. So what you have to do now is plug everything back up in. You have to take it out and plug it back into the receiver, and then we'll go from there. All right, so now I have everything plugged up. So what you need to do now, this is the next step after you take it off the computer and plug it back into your receiver. I would advise you to calibrate before you even start, so you can get the full response of your remote and your motor. This is very important. So I'm going to turn it on, and I'm doing this with one hand, y'all, so bear with me. But I'm turning it on, and I'm going to hold full throttle so I can calibrate at the same time. Reverse. Neutral. Alright, depending on what kind of motor you have, this is an important part. Now when you pull, now you're going to pull full throttle for 3 seconds so the ESC can get the torque of the motor. Alright, so let's do it. And then after 3 seconds, once you calibrate, the motor should just stop on its own with you still pulling the throttle. So let's go ahead and try that. I'm going to show y'all, just to show you. See that? I'm still pulling the throttle. That means the test is complete. So now what you want to do is turn the car off and plug it right back up to the computer. You just take untake that and plug it right back up to the computer. So let me go ahead and do it. Alright, we are plugged back up to the computer. So that comes up because I have timing and everything. So you want to go right back to power. Let's go to power. Right there. So now it says motor test data has been acquired. Okay? Y'all see that? So now what I can do is I can go here to where it says disable, and now I can set my torque limiter. Now you can even go to custom and set this all the way up to 25. So it says 10, but you can actually put this to 25, and I'll show y'all. All right, that's where it maxes out at. So what I would advise you to do is start somewhere around 1. Now, if you don't have a remote, you can also use this, but you would have to go to the ESC every time. So say if I was to do a hit right now, and I feel the car needs more torque, and it's not, because what this is doing is limiting the torque off the line. So if I do a hit and I don't have a remote to adjust on the fly, I would put it at 1 or 2, do my hit, and if I feel the car needs more, I would gradually go up until I feel the car slips. Then I would just set it at that, and then every run your car would come out like that. Also, if you have a remote, I'm going to show y'all that as well in a minute. But if you have a remote as well, what you want to do, if you can use an auxiliary wire. So what you do is, you see this auxiliary wire right here that Castle gives you? That white wire, you plug that into the auxiliary one. And you set on your remote the auxiliary to work as well. So now, what you'll do is, once you do that, we'll get to how you set all of that up. But before you leave here, you have everything set. Now, if you have it from your remote set, you would want to set it a little bit higher, maybe at like 4. Start at like 4, 4.2 around there. And then you'll gradually work your way up. And you can also adjust the torque from the remote now. It's on the fly. So what you want to do before you leave here is you want to go to advanced. And you want to go to auxiliary wire mode. And you want to, it comes at none. So you want to put it to what you want to use it for, which is a torque control adjustment. You can use it for a lot of other things, but torque control adjustment is what we're doing here. So after you set it there, you want to go back here and update. All right. Once we update, we plug everything back in, and let's go back to the bench. All right, y'all. Also, before I go back to the bench, so when I update here, you see how it says OK at the end? Make sure you press enter or click OK, or else those settings would not save. All right, just to let y'all know. All right, y'all, we back on the bench. So after you do the motor test, also I wanted to say, this is my opinion, I would advise you to use a fully charged battery when trying to do something like that. Why I say that is because if you use a battery that's in storage charge, it's going to give you 1 RPM compared to a battery that's fully charged. So it would have the ESC guessing itself, you know. But anyway, so you want to come here. Sorry about that, guys. Remember, auxiliary 1, the white wire will go into. See if y'all see that. Auxiliary 1. And then you'll put the ESC wire back in its regular port, which is throttle or whatever ESC receiver you're using, to be 2 or whatever. But you got everything set back up now. So you want to come to the remote. All right, go ahead and set that up. You'll come to the remote, okay? And as you see on aux 1, I'll adjust it right here on the fly. I'm sorry about that, but right here on the fly, I'll adjust it. See that number move? So that's me adjusting the torque limiter in the ESC. The car's not on right now, but I'm just showing y'all. So that's what you want to do if you want to have it on the fly. Is set it up like that. So now I can put this to -100, which is the lowest setting, right? Now I come to the car, turn it on. I'll set it up to do my hit or whatever, and make my pull. And then from there, if I feel the car it needs more. All right, so let me stop to say this. If you're at the lowest setting of your remote and your car is not launching, it's not complying with your remote, then you didn't do the torque limiter test right, or you just didn't set your auxiliary mode in your ESC. You need to go back and do that. Because right now, if I grab full, this is just a bench test, but if I grab full throttle at -100, that's my power. You understand? It's different. It has a delay compared to going straight to 100, because the torque limiter is adjusting it right now. Also, you need to put your pinion back on, but you know what I mean. But you also need to do your test hits to see what's happening. But now if you're leaving too hard off the line, maybe you need to go down and turn down your torque limiter in the ESC. But if you're leaving too soft, all you want to do is come back to the remote, click it up, maybe go whatever your settings is in your remote, you want to go probably to like try a couple up and keep testing. It's all about testing now. And you got to find where your torque limiter is most happy at. And it also would judge off of the road. One day it will be 60 out, so the road will be cold. It probably won't hold as much torque, so you got to back down from it. And the same goes if it's hot out, it might take more, so you can turn it up more. You know, and then you just test. All your RPMs and everything like that, that's on you. I was just showing you how to mess with the torque limiter. That's what this video was about. So hopefully that helps somebody. I basically broke it down exactly how you need to. So right now, the torque limiter should be set up in your remote or in your ESC. Either one, however you set it up. But it should be working right now. All you need to do is do your hits and compare it to where you want it to go, and from there on, and so on. But anyway, I hope this is helpful, and you guys stay tuned. Also, I'm gonna actually I actually bring it up in another video, but tomorrow, by the time I post this video, it'll be tomorrow. We're having our NPRC point series race, so y'all stay tuned for that video as well. And good luck to everybody out there this year.